Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Juggernaut, and this is Dead Cells. And this video is going to be my sort of first impressions slash preview-ish type of thing for this title, and I will tell you what you can expect from it, which is mostly just death. Jesus Christ. Alright, so the TLDR version would be this is a roguelite 2D Dark Souls-y-ish combat inspired, and I use that very, very loosely and cautiously. Inspired game that puts you in the shoes of, and that is, you'll understand why that's a little bit ironic, of a dude that died. You see the Dark Souls inspiration there? And he died so badly he can't die again. Well, you can get killed, but you always sort of come back to life. And you have a... Oh, Jesus Christ. Ow. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, we healed. Never actually used that thing before, and... You have the flask as well, which is a clear inspiration from the aforementioned title, and I think I'm gonna die to a puzzle out of everything. But no, I'm not going to mention it anymore because I think it's just so obvious. It just doesn't need to be mentioned at all for future reference. That was terrible. I fully admit that was terrible. All right, the game does feature permanent progression, and well, assuming I achieve some permanent progression, I might be able to show you. Essentially, you invest cells, hence the name, into unlocking new items, and that's how you progress through the game. So, we're now in the Promenade of the Condemned, and you sort of go through these different areas. You can teleport around them, which is basically like a fast travel mechanic, and you find various upgrades, weapons, scrolls, stuff like that, and ultimately you soldier on, I guess, to what end? Well, that is there for you to discover, I suppose. Jesus Christ. Although, don't worry, you're probably going to get horribly murdered, so you're not going to reach any tangible end. Or, at least, not if you're as bad as I am. Have I actually mentioned that? No, I haven't. I'm terrible at this game. I am fairly terrible at this game. I admit that freely, and I caution you to not take that too much to heart and be overly critical of my terribleness, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Here's another scroll. A scroll of power, get out of the way! Okay. Thankfully it wasn't damaged during the... It's not really a cutscene, but like the pickup animation. Oh, that's not fair. Mate, that's not fair, mate. You have like an invulnerability thing. Kill it. Kill it with... Yeah, there we go. Alright. Good. In a desperate need for health, but I'm miraculously enough still alive. So, the game is in early access right now, which I should have mentioned at the start, but hey. And yes, you can tickle this thing for some reason. I don't know. That is one of the great mysteries of this game that I have yet to discover. But at any rate, let us progress on. And I believe this is the case of the more I show you, the more you'll understand whether this is a type. No. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I was not ready. I was not ready. No, I was not. I've never encountered an elite before, so yeah. This is how you start the game, by the way. There you go. We are now back at it again from the start. Unfortunately, we did lose everything that we've acquired, but apart from this, which wasn't here last time I died. All right. I'm working on it. You'll notice I'm decapitated, by the way. which I guess ultimately is my goal to reattach my head to my body. Dead again, eh? I know what you've done. Yes. I know all of your little secrets. It's my job. Been killing things, I see. Yes! Game stats coming soon. Alright. Like I said, the game is in early access, so there will be some bugs, some features missing and all that. But it's mostly, from what I can see, it's mostly, well, it's more than playable, it's mostly finished in my modest opinion. There is obviously stuff that they intend to add, but it's a very enjoyable experience, and even though I'm utterly terrible at it, so far I've had a lot of fun going through this dungeon. The combat is very responsive. It's not frustrating at all, and you know, take it from someone that's absolutely garbage at dodging out of the way of stuff coming in his general direction. It's not frustrating. It's extremely responsive. It's just satisfying. You know, it's very satisfying to go through the dungeon and encounter and eventually murder various mobs, I suppose. They're not exactly... There isn't exactly a common theme, shall we say, when it comes to the various enemies in the game. It also feels like the type of game you can get really good at. Oh, no shit. Yeah, but you can get really good at in the terms of how quickly you do stuff. It seems to have an extremely high skill cap, which is obviously a good thing. Always. But yeah, in terms of like the movement, the dodging, the jumping and stuff like that, for example, I want to show something like this, yeah. Alright, that was actually a very pretty looking dodge, but if you stand up here, you can, in some combination of buttons, jump and hit the ground and like basically just stop the ground, which oh, there's the shop, yes, which deals damage to enemies around you. So you can, there you go, like so. So you can obviously, if you are capable of mastering that, then certainly be a great advantage. I'm playing this on the Xbox 360 controller. I've tried it with mouse and keyboard, and that's where my one big criticism of the game lies. The door is blocked, really, but there's stuff being hurled at me from the other side. Alright, Look, it's blocked. It's fine that it's blocked, but let me unblock it somehow. There we go. I've tried playing it, like I said, with a mouse and keyboard, and it's... What does this do? This is 2 knives. Yeah, this is good. This is better than what I have, at least I assume. Definitely seems better than what I had. Stop trying to run away from me. No, you will die. You hurled stuff at me, and now you will die. Yeah, this is terrible. Come here. Come closer. Excellent. Now, it's not not playable, if that makes any sense. But it's not the most like comfortable experience. It could be a lot better. Definitely would recommend you try this with a controller if you own one. Which, now let's be fully honest with each other at a time like this. Why wouldn't you? We are off to the Promenade of the Condemned once again, or Promenade of the Condemned. Hello, I'm back. Yes, I am. This is where you invest your cells, and this is what I wanted to show you. This is the type of permanent progression that I'm talking about. I have 11 cells right now, and you gain these obviously by progressing through the game and murdering stuff and bigging stuff up. So, you have to invest these. As soon as you get here, there is no reason to hold any of these. You invest them, And by doing so, you unlock new stuff. Obviously, you get more stuff to invest into later down the line. Stuff like blueprints and all that you pick up gets stored here. So, we can invest in getting Healing Potion level 2. We can invest in what the hell is ingest? We can invest in getting some of these weapons or some of these grenades and stuff like that. So this is basically the permanent progression type of stuff. Once you, for example, I just unlocked this, and now this weapon will appear in the game. This means that I've unlocked it permanently, and on this save file, it is permanently unlocked. I don't have it; I need to pick it up, but it will appear. So that's the kind of how you progress through this game, and ultimately, again, like I said, your goal is to, one would assume, reattach your head with your body, but anything beyond that is like I said, for you to discover. We have a throwing knife, an infantry bow, twin daggers. Let's go with twin daggers. I believe this is an upgrade. Weapon improved, yes. And I have twin daggers now. Blood sword. It's not very good. It causes bleeding, which is pretty... It's nice, but it's not very good. And also here is where you refill your flask and health. So it's kind of like a from one point to the next type system. You end here and then... I don't actually think you can go back. No, you can. No, you can't, sorry. So yeah, you need to keep going forward and until you eventually die. Some might say until you win, but I'm not going to win. You might. I'm not winning. And the entire system of, like, I guess let's call them levels, I suppose, various different areas, is obviously it is very reminiscent of Dark Souls and that type of game, that type of games. What I wanted to say in those types of games. However, it does remind me quite a bit of The Binding of Isaac, which is another one, or another roguelite. Extremely successful and popular game in I guess that's ultimately only a good thing, right? The more you resemble two of the best roguelites, well, Dark Souls is a roguelite, but the more you resemble those two games and yet have your own unique twist about things and not just copy them, the better game you'll have ultimately, right? It seems like a good recipe to copy from, right? Binding of Isaac, fantastic game. Dark Souls combat, again, great mixture, and it's very well executed. I usually is a thing as well. Aesthetically speaking, the game is you can see it. Usually, there's no real need to comment on that, certainly not objectively. So, on a far more subjective and personal level, usually I'm not the greatest fan of these. Of this type of graphics, right? Mostly because, and I have a very good example of this, when he does the entire thumb up thing, and he does this little adorable almost, the interaction with other characters, you can struggle to see what he's actually doing with this type of art style, and yeah, usually, like I said, I don't really adore this type of. Jesus Christ, stop healing him. Usually don't really love this type of art style and these graphics, but this is somewhat of an exemption. It works really well. It reminds me a little bit of Terraria, if you will. Since you're doing combat in like what is this, 32-bit, 64-bit? I don't know. There are pixels visible bit resolution that, yeah. Like I said, I mean, usually not the greatest fan, but here I think it served the game rather well. And all of that is entirely subjective, as I said. What is also worthwhile mentioning is that it's satisfying to in terms of its. Jesus Christ, okay. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're in no position to hold that conversation, and talk about something else at this stage. Alright. Let's heal up. It's very satisfying in terms of, you know, the way the enemies splatter on the screen and the just the effects that you produce while striking enemies with various different spells and stuff. They're not minimalistic at all, which they don't need to be for a game like this. They need to have profound visual impact, and they do. And I really like it, but it's done in a way that doesn't obscure the game. Or at least doesn't obscure important parts of the game, so you can still, on top of all of that, see the enemy attacks coming in, so you can react to them accordingly and all that. So yeah, definitely thumbs up on that front as well. As far as my impressions of the game are concerned, that's basically more or less it. Now, I thought 2.5D. I thought I could. Wow, that is embarrassing. But now, yeah, like I said, I guess that's pretty much it as far as my impressions of the game are concerned. I guess all that remains is to show you more of the gameplay, and at the very least, attempt to... No, that was stupid. That was ridiculously stupid. Alright, well, there you go. That's been the game, ladies and gentlemen. You go back at the start, then I think one more run and I'll be able to beat the living shit out of that undead archer, if you pardon the language. But yeah, definitely fun. It's in early access on Steam right now. You can check it out for yourselves. I'll put a link down in the description below. Great game. I recommend it. Check it out if you're into, you know, like 2D side-scrolling fighter games, I suppose, or oh, hello, there's a link here as well. Elite Zombie. This one far easier than anything I've encountered thus far. Oh, it did just grow though. Alright, I feel like I owe you an elite kill, so I shall attempt to deliver on said elite kill. There we go. Alright, we picked up an ice amulet. I like it. What does it do? This doesn't do anything. Alright, makes sense. Okay. Well then, there you go. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe down below if you enjoyed this video, and want to stay tuned with the rest of the content that I produce on this channel. Tell me if you're interested more into this game, because I might see myself... I kind of see myself playing this more, not just for personal enjoyment, but for the channel as well. So tell me if you're interested in seeing more of this game, and if not, I guess I'll do a few runs every now and again of this. Every now and again, yeah. Occasionally, I will do a few runs of this game in my own time. I sort of see it as having that place in the games roster, which is not like a combination of words I've ever said in that order before. I don't believe, but it does make sense for what I'm trying to convey. Anyway, new linguistic experiences aside, sincerely thank you. Until next time, take care, have fun, and bye-bye.